Ladies and gentlemen, every week brings with it a brand, new opportunity, a clean slate, a fresh canvas. Most people drag themselves into Mondays with dread, exhaustion, and anxiety. But what if I told you your entire week can be transformed by how you begin it? Starting your week with the right mind. It isn't just about being productive, it's about setting a tone that empowers you to take charge of your time, your energy, and your focus. Winners don't wait for motivation. They create momentum, and it all begins on day one, Monday. If you want to elevate your life, you can't treat Monday like every other day. You must treat it as your command center, a launch pad for your goals. Because how you start often determines how you finish. It's time to stop dragging your feet and start walking with purpose. You deserve a week that builds your dreams, not just your to-do list. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and own your Monday like a leader. Every week deserves a fresh beginning, but most people bring the mental weight of the previous week into Monday like heavy luggage they never unpacked. They carry stress, regrets, missed deadlines, arguments, and disappointments. This silent baggage kills momentum before it ever begins. That's why the very first thing you must do every Monday is mentally reset. Think of your mind like a whiteboard. If last week filled it with scribbles, worries, and chaos, you can't expect to write a new strategy on top of the mess. You have to erase it. How do you do that? Begin your morning with silence and intention. Before you check your phone, before you dive into work, give yourself space. Sit in stillness just for 5 to 10 minutes. Breathe deeply, inhale strength, exhale tension. Let your body settle and let your mind come into the present moment. Now ask yourself, what do I want this week to feel like? What energy do I want to bring into my work, my relationships, my habits? What am I willing to let go of right now so I can move forward lighter? This is not just positive thinking. This is mental training. Athletes warm up their bodies before a game. Champions warm up their minds before a battle. You must do the same. Resetting your mind sharpens your focus, eliminates unnecessary emotional residue, and opens the door to new creative energy. Don't underestimate the power of a clean mental slate. A racing, scattered, anxious mind can sabotage the most organized plan. But a calm, intentional mind can turn even chaos into clarity. You're not who you were last week. You're not your mistakes. You're not your unfinished tasks. Monday is your reset button. Press it with purpose. Clarity is power, and at the start of every week, your job is to create clarity that drives you, not drowns you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do everything at once. They create overwhelming to-do lists with 20 or 30 random tasks, and by mid-week, they feel like they're drowning in urgency with no direction. That's not productivity. That's panic in disguise. Instead, take 10 minutes every Monday to identify 3 non-negotiable goals for the week. Not optional, not nice-to-haves. These are your must-dos. The ones that align directly with your bigger vision, whether that's building a business, improving your health, growing your network, or mastering a new skill. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish 3 things this week, what would move my life forward the most? Which goals would make me feel proud, focused, and fulfilled by Friday? Once you write them down, commit to them. Treat them like sacred promises, not casual intentions. When distractions arise, and they will, these 3 goals will act like your compass, pulling you back to what truly matters. The magic of limiting it to 3 is that it forces you to prioritize. When everything is important, nothing really is. Choosing only 3 demands clarity, courage, and discipline, and that discipline creates momentum. These goals don't have to be huge. They just have to be meaningful. Maybe it's recording a podcast episode. Maybe it's running 3 times this week. Maybe it's making 5 strategic outreach calls. Whatever they are, define them clearly and then design your schedule around them. Let your week be led by vision, not reaction. Let your calendar reflect your values, not other people's chaos. Let these 3 goals become the anchor points for everything else that follows. One of the most underestimated secrets to a powerful week is physical movement. People think productivity starts with a planner, a laptop, or a list, but the truth is, it starts with your energy. And energy is something you can create by simply moving your body. Here's the truth. Your body and your mind are connected more deeply than you realize. When your body is in motion, your blood flows, your oxygen rises, your mood improves, and your focus sharpens. That's not motivational talk, that's science. Physical movement boosts dopamine, reduces stress hormones, and kicks your brain into a state of momentum. So every Monday, before you dive into work, move, not for weight loss, not for looks, but for mental clarity, for emotional stability, for self-leadership. Even a 15 to 20-minute walk, a few sets of push-ups, stretching, dancing, jumping jacks, anything that increases your heart rate, can be the spark that shifts your state from sluggish to sharp. Have you ever noticed how your best ideas don't come when you're sitting still? They come when you're walking, running, or lifting. That's not a coincidence. That's your mind getting activated by your body. Motion creates momentum, and that's exactly what you need at the start of every week. This is especially critical on Monday mornings because that's when most people feel resistance, tiredness, or dread. And if you let that feeling stay in your body, it becomes your mood. That mood becomes your mindset. And that mindset shapes your decisions for the rest of the day. But if you train yourself to move before the mind can talk you out of it, you interrupt that pattern. You take back control. You tell your body, we're awake, we're strong, we're ready. You don't wait for motivation, you generate it. This isn't about being an athlete. It's about being in command of your internal state. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just move with purpose. Because when you change your body's rhythm, you change your energy, and when your energy changes, so does everything else in your week. Every great week starts with clarity of purpose. Yet so many people jump into Monday reacting to messages, checking tasks, or chasing deadlines without reconnecting to why they're doing any of it. That's how you end up busy but not fulfilled, working hard but feeling lost. To break that cycle, you need to review your vision every Monday, not once a year, not only on New Year's Day, but every single week. Why? Because vision is what aligns your actions with your mission. It reminds you of the bigger picture behind the smaller tasks. Before you get consumed by the noise of the world, take just 5-10 minutes to reconnect with the dream that drives you. Read your goals out loud. Look at your vision board. Go through your mission statement. Revisit that list of reasons why you started in the first place. Ask yourself, what kind of life am I building? What kind of person do I want to become this year? Are the actions I'm planning this week aligned with that person? This isn't a feel. Good exercise, this is strategic alignment. Your vision is the filter that helps you say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. It keeps you from chasing distractions disguised as opportunities. It brings intentionality to your decisions. Without a weekly reminder of your vision, you start to drift. You become vulnerable to burnout, comparison, and detours. But when you carry your vision with you into every Monday, you build momentum rooted in meaning. You don't just work harder, you work smarter, clearer, bolder. Your dream deserves to be top of mind, not buried under tasks. When you review your vision, you reinforce your commitment. And that commitment fuels the discipline and drive you need for the week ahead. Every great week starts with clarity of purpose. Yet so many people jump into Monday reacting to messages, checking tasks, or chasing deadlines without reconnecting to why they're doing any of it. That's how you end up busy, but not fulfilled. Working hard, but feeling lost. To break that cycle, you need to review your vision every Monday, not once a year. Not only on New Year's Day, but every single week. Why? Because vision is what aligns your actions with your mission. It reminds you of the bigger picture behind the smaller tasks. Before you get consumed by the noise of the world, take just 5-10 minutes to reconnect with the dream that drives you. Read your goals out loud. Look at your vision board. Go through your mission statement. Revisit that list of reasons why you started in the first place. Ask yourself, what kind of life am I building? What kind of person do I want to become this year? Are the actions I'm planning this week aligned with that person? This isn't a feel. Good exercise, this is strategic alignment. Your vision is the filter that helps you say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. It keeps you from chasing distractions disguised as opportunities. It brings intentionality to your decisions. Without a weekly reminder of your vision, you start to drift. You become vulnerable to burnout, comparison, and detours. But when you carry your vision with you into every Monday, you build momentum rooted in meaning. You don't just work harder, you work smarter, clearer, bolder. Your dream deserves to be top of mind, not buried under tasks. When you review your vision, you reinforce your commitment. And that commitment fuels the discipline and drive you need for the week ahead. Let's be honest, most people start their week in reaction mode. They wake up on Monday, look at a mountain of tasks, unanswered emails, meetings, and responsibilities, and instantly go into panic. Their mind races, their anxiety spikes, and instead of stepping into the week with strategy, they stumble in with stress. But here's the truth. Chaos is a result of a lack of planning. When you fail to plan, you automatically hand over control to other people's priorities, to urgent distractions, and to emotional pressure. That's how burnout builds, not from doing too much, but from doing things without intention or direction. If you want to own your week, you must design it before it designs you. Planning is not about control, it's about clarity. When you take the time to plan on Monday, you tell your brain, I've got this. I'm in charge. Start by blocking 20-30 minutes early Monday morning or Sunday night to map out your week. Don't just list tasks, schedule them. Put your top 3 goals from key point 2 on the calendar. Assign time blocks to your creative work, your deep focus sessions, your meetings, your self-care, and even your rest. Structure doesn't cage you, it frees you. It gives you breathing room. It prevents decision fatigue. It helps you avoid that overwhelming moment at 3 p.m. when you're unsure what to do next. Use tools if you need them: digital calendars, planners, or even a notebook. The method doesn't matter. What matters is that you're not waking up Monday hoping to figure it out. You're starting with intention, and don't forget to build in buffers. Life isn't perfect. Things shift. People cancel. Emergencies pop up. A good plan is flexible but firm in purpose. If your schedule is too tight, you're building stress into your day by design. Remember, a panicked mind can't make smart decisions, but a prepared mind walks with calm confidence. If you want a strong week, don't just wish for it, plan for it. Every Monday brings a silent battle, a battle between what you want to do and what you need to do. Most people lose this battle by choosing the easiest task first: answering emails, tidying up their desk, scrolling social media in the name of warming up. But high performers know something different. If you want to win the week, you have to do the hardest thing first. Why? Because that hard thing, the one you're dreading, is usually the most important. It's the task that requires your brain power, your courage, your discipline. And if you keep pushing it to the side, it starts to drain your mental energy just by existing. The longer you avoid it, the heavier it becomes. Whether it's making a difficult call, starting that important project, recording that video, or pitching that client, whatever you're resisting is often exactly where your growth is waiting. And if you tackle it first before distractions, interruptions, and self-doubt take over, you'll build unstoppable momentum. This is the principle of eating the frog, made famous by Brian Tracy. If you had to eat a frog every day, do it first thing in the morning. Everything else will feel easier by comparison. That's exactly how you should treat your Monday. Doing the hard thing first doesn't just move the needle, it builds your self-respect. It sends a powerful message to your brain. I can trust myself to do hard things. I'm in control. And that belief compounds over time into confidence, courage, and execution. You'll find that once you finish the hardest task, a wave of energy follows. Suddenly, everything else feels lighter. You're no longer carrying the weight of avoidance. You've proven to yourself that you're not here to play small. The hardest thing might only take 30 minutes, but the mental break through it gives you can shift your entire week. So every Monday, identify your biggest resistance point and hit it head on. Every Monday morning, you wake up with a choice even if it doesn't feel like it. That choice is your attitude. And the truth is, if you don't intentionally choose your attitude first thing, the world will choose it for you. It'll come through a rude email, bad news on your feed, traffic, a coworker's mood, or unexpected chaos. Before you even get started, you're hijacked by someone else's energy, and suddenly, your week doesn't feel like yours anymore. But here's the truth. You don't control everything, but you always control your mindset. That's why it's critical to consciously decide who you want to be before the world gets a chance to shape you. When you wake up on Monday, take 5 quiet minutes before checking your phone, before opening your inbox, before stepping into the noise, and ask, what kind of energy do I want to bring today? Who do I want to be this week? Focused, calm, driven, grateful, courageous. What version of me will show up when things go wrong? Say it out loud if you have to. I'm starting this week with focus. I'm not available for negativity. I respond with clarity, not chaos. I show up for my goals. This simple practice isn't cheesy, it's mental armor. It sets your tone, because whether you realize it or not, your attitude shapes everything. Your tone in emails, your reaction in tough conversations, your persistence during setbacks, your energy in meetings, your creativity under pressure. You can't always control the environment, but you can decide how you walk into it. And when you begin your week with a chosen attitude, not a default one, you stop playing defense and start playing offense. You stop absorbing stress and start radiating strength. Attitude is contagious. When you lead with a powerful one, others feel it too. Your presence becomes magnetic. Your words carry weight, and your actions flow with intention. You lead your week doesn't lead you. Write engaging high SEO based in USA, title with detailed description. Also write why we watch his video. Also write 500 characters keywords with comma. Also write 500 characters hashtags with comma in small alphabets with comma. Also write timestamps 35. 14 minutes with emoji in